In geography of India, there is one very important topic, that is space relation of India with neighboring countries. Here, space has two meanings. Number one, physical setting or the geographical space means the physical contact of India with the neighboring countries. The second meaning is space means beyond the atmosphere, that is vacuum, where space satellites are set and launched. Here, space stands especially for the physical contact of India with the neighboring countries. It is very important thing that India is astronomically very strong country, that we have studied that India is country of young sun. Its astronomical position we have already discussed in separate video, that is its latitudinal extent from 8 degree 4 minute north to 37 degree and 6 minute north latitude, while longitudinal extent from 68 degree 7 minute east longitude to 97 degree 25 minute east longitude. Regarding this, we have studied a number of aspects. Here, the second important point in India, in the geography of India, is geographically India is very strong country. How India is geographically strong? Its position is unique in the world. It is surrounded by the mountain ranges from three sides, and at the same time from three sides by the water body. It means India has 6 sides. Mountain range in the northwest is Suleiman and Kirthar. In north, Himalayas. In northeast, Arakan, Yuma. Likewise, on the three sides, that is southwest, Arabian Sea, south, Indian Ocean, southeast, Bay of Bengal. Thus, the geography of India is very unique as well as very strong in the world. Historically, India is also strong because a number of invaders attacked India, ruled India. Even then, its culture, its traditions are permanent, own, unique in the world. Thus, UPSC may have a question from you that prove how India is astronomically very strong, geographically very strong, and historically very strong. Now, let us come to our main point, space relation of India with the neighboring countries, wherein we have to focus on the physical contact of India with the neighboring countries and with the water body. To start, we have to take first the relation of India with the neighboring country, that is Pakistan. Virtually before 1947, Pakistan was integral part of India when there was a Durand line dividing India, including Pakistan, and this Afghanistan. This line was boundary between India and Afghanistan before 1947. But in 1947, when Pakistan was separated from the India, this Radcliffe line, that is not natural, rather it is political line depending on human or political decision, was drawn, the length of which with Pakistan is 3,323 km, some part of which is now fenced. Now here it is boundary or physical contact of India with Afghanistan, the length of which is 106 km, that is mountainous terrain separating India and this Afghanistan. Here is one dispute that here it is northwestern part of Jammu Kashmir occupied by Pakistan, and it is called Pak occupied Kashmir by India, and here it is a line from this point to here Siachen glacier, that is called line of control, and this part is called Pakistan occupied Kashmir POK by India, while Pakistan claims it as Azad Kashmir, and Pakistan is thinking about claiming the entire Jammu and Kashmir. Thus here it is disputed land, that is Pak. But India claims that this Pak belongs to India. That's why the physical contact of India is with Afghanistan, while Pakistan denies that India has physical boundary with the Afghanistan. Now let us come to here Siachen glacier, that is dispute between Pakistan and India, and both the forces are here present, and here it is the boundary of India with China, and here China also has claimed occupied some land of India. China says, that is, China claims that this part is Aksai, Chin, and forces of China are very much present here, and the boundary of China with India is about 3,488 kilometers long. From Jammu Kashmir to here the Kalapani area, where the boundary of Uttarakhand and Nepal meet, and from this Kalapani disputed area to here Sikkim, the length of physical boundary of Nepal with China is very long, and it is girdled by the Greater Himalayan range. Here the length of physical boundary with Nepal and India is about 1,751 kilometers. That is demarcated by Shivalik or Churia Muria or Churia Hill range, and to the south of it Tarai region begins. Now again physical boundary of India or Sikkim with China is demarcated by the Greater Himalayan range, and Bhutan is independent country, but its some matters are with India. The northern boundary of Bhutan with China is also demarcated by the peaks of Greater Himalayas, and here it is Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh has the physical boundary between Bhutan and India is about 699 kilometers, and this boundary runs along the Shivalik foothill. Shivalik foothill is here demarcating Bhutan and Indian boundary, while the Greater Himalaya demarcates boundary between Bhutan and China. From the point to the east of Bhutan, this is the boundary of Arunachal Pradesh with China, which is called Mac-Mahon line, because it was Mac-Mahon who demarcated this boundary along the points joining along the highest point of the Greater Himalayas. Its length is about 1,150 kilometers, and it is the length of Mac-Mahon line. But some Indians write Mac-Mohan line, but the spelling should be corrected because he was not Mohan of India, rather Mahon of a foreign country. Up to here Namcha Barwa, it is Greater Himalayas that demarcates boundary between India and China. just from the point of this Namcha Barwa, or the easternmost point of India, the boundary between India and Myanmar is demarcated along the Arakanyoma mountain, which is again natural. This is Arakanyoma, and the Arakanyoma is the young folded mountain belonging to the orogenic period of the Greater Himalayas. As we see that in Himalayan region there are three mountain ranges. One, Greater Himalayas, to its south, Middle Himalayas, then Shivalik Himalayas. Shivalik are the shortest or lowest mountain range. Greater Himalayas have the highest snow-clad peaks. There may be a question by UPSC from you that Himalayan region is located in which country, in China or in India? Certainly, its most part is located in India, because the entire Shivalik is in India, entire Middle Himalayas are in India, and the Greater Himalayas, the southern slope of Greater Himalayas falls in India, while the northern slope of Greater Himalayas in China. In the Greater Himalayas, there are the highest snow-covered peaks. If we join those peaks, that is boundary between India and China. Thus, the boundary between India and China is virtually not a line, rather a frontier. Frontier means this entire Himalayas protects the China and this India from struggle. Thus, here Greater Himalayas plays very important geographical, geopolitical and geostrategic role in South Asia, especially between India and China. Thus, the space relation of India with China is largely controlled by the Greater Himalayan range or a specific geographical mountain feature. In the same way, in the northeast part of India, it is Arakanyoma, the highest mountain range separating the Myanmar and India. When we move from the highest peak of Arakanyoma westward, the height of mountain ranges decreases. It shows that the three ranges of Greater Himalayas are bent in south hemisphere, and the height of the Arakanyoma, or boundary between Myanmar and India, decreases from east to west. In the same way, here it was Suleiman and Kirthar forming an arc, and if we minutely observe the map of India, its physical land boundary, there three arcs have been formed. One arc by this Himalayan range having two horns, one here in Jammu and Kashmir, other here in Namcha Barwa. In northeast India, again arc has been formed by Arakanyoma having two horns in east direction. In the same way, Suleiman and Kirthar also have formed arcs, the horn of which are facing west. Thus, this is the physical boundary of India with the neighboring countries. Here it is Bangladesh that was political part of Pakistan in 1947, but in 1971, when this Bangladesh got freedom from Pakistan and became independent states, the political boundary of India with this Bangladesh is here demarcated by political decision, and this boundary runs in a plane, the length of which is 4096 kilometers, and this boundary is not physical, rather it is political, hence it is being trespassed by the Chakma and other tribal groups from Bangladesh to India, especially in the northeast India and sometimes in the West India. That's why geopolitically and geostrategically the boundary between India and Bangladesh is very sensitive, and here this is a problem. The same way, although this Arakan Yoma is a physical boundary not comfortably crossed by the people, even then here there is some problem of Rohingya tribes. In spite of this very strong physical boundary of India, today there is demand of crossing these boundaries. That's why here there is one Ganga and Mekong project to connect the India, the culture, economy, society of India with the Southeast Asia, especially Indochina, wherein 5 countries, that is Myanmar, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos and Vietnam are. Thus, we have studied that this is the space relation of India with the neighboring countries, especially the physical setting. Now, let us see how India is surrounded by water bodies from 3 sides. For this, you will see the length of these territorial or coastal or littoral states. For example, this is Gujarat, the coastline of which is about 1214.7 kilometers. Likewise, you will keep these distances or coastline length in your mind, because these states have coastline means Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha and West Bengal. Sometimes there is doubt that the northeastern states, especially Tripura and Mizoram, have coastline, but it is not so, because it is Bangladesh and Myanmar which have physical boundary, and on that boundary is located the extension of this Arakan Yoma. Thus, you will keep that the coastal or littoral states have their boundary, especially length. Sometimes there is question that name the state having the longest coastline. There, its answer is Gujarat. Once there was question that which state has the longest coastline in the east coast of India or along the Bay of Bengal. There, the Gujarat answer was not correct, rather that was Andhra Pradesh, the length of coast of which is 973.7 kilometers. After keeping these informations in mind, you are expected to have the coastline length of Daman and Diu, Dadar Nagar Haveli, but Dadar and Nagar Haveli does not have coastline because they are inland position or they are landlocked. Here Diu and Daman have coastline. Goa had coastline, but now it has become independent state. Here Mahe has coastline, which is part of Pondicherry. Karaikal has coastline. Pondicherry Union Territory has coastline. In Andhra it is Yanam that also has coastline. But sometimes there is question that which Union Territory does not have coastline. Therein you will take Delhi and this Chandigarh. Regarding the maximum length of coastline in Union Territory, it is Andaman and Nicobar. Thus, with these informations, you can give answer of a number of objective questions. Now, after giving the detail of the geographical position, means this territorial boundary and this marine boundary, we have to focus on the air, water, rail, road connections of India with the neighboring countries, because it is also a point of space relation of India with neighboring countries. Air means in India there are a number of international airports like Amritsar, Delhi, Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Chennai and others. And these airports are linked with the other international airports. Here India has air relation with 8 neighboring countries with Indian airline, and here water relation of India with neighboring countries is also very important point. In water relation, you have to focus attention on the Indus River with a special reference to Indus Treaty between India and Pakistan, and Jhelum, Satluj rivers have also physical link with India and Pakistan. Here there is one river, Kali, flowing along the international boundary between India and this Nepal, or in other words with Uttarakhand and Nepal. There are a number of international treaties between Nepal and India on river Kali, because a number of projects have been formulated there. And likewise it is Kosi, which is international river between Nepal and India, and on Kosi there are projects. Here it is Tista river originating and flowing from here Sikkim and draining through Bangladesh. That's why this Tista is also of international importance. Likewise, it is Brahmaputra, that is called Sampo in China, enters in India, especially the Arunachal Pradesh state, cutting a deep gorge named Korba in Greater Himalayan range, and it enters here in Assam, and it drains through the state of Assam and then enters in Bangladesh. It is also international importance, and that's why in space relation it needs special mention, because it is interfered by China at large scale, and if water of Brahmaputra will be trapped in China, certainly here in northeast India dry condition will be created, and the problem of there will be water crisis in northeast India as well as in Bangladesh. And here there is one river called Haryabhanga flowing along the border of this Bangladesh and West Bengal. Haryabhanga is also changing its course due to tectonic activities and due to shift in valley thalways. Here is again international problem taking the right on Newmoor Island. Thus, these are the relation of India with neighboring countries taking water or rivers. And taking water here, Kutch Ran dispute is also, which will be discussed in separate video. With reference to rail, India has link with the neighboring countries. For example, here in Punjab state, there is one railway line connecting India and here Pakistan, that is named Samjhauta Express. In the same way, Indian rail reaches or connects India and Nepal, that is Janakpur and Bijalpur railway stations are located in Nepal. Train does not connect India and Bhutan. Train does not connect India and Myanmar, and there is no possibility of train to cross the three ranges of Himalayas and reach here in China. Thus, these are the railway relation of India with the neighboring countries. There are a number of road routes because between India and Pakistan roads are constructed there. There is one road here, Karakoram Highway, passing through Siachen Glacier, but it connects the territories of Pak-occupied and China. It has no link with the India or Indian territory. Likewise, road links are there between India and Nepal, between India and Bangladesh, India and Bhutan. Thus, there are possibilities of construction of road between Northeast India and in Myanmar or in Indo-China countries. Here, after studying the space relation of India with neighboring countries, taking air, water, rail and road routes, next point to be focused is that India has a relation with neighboring countries taking IRS and InSight technology, because India has developed both the technologies. IRS means there are some satellites which are polar and they move from the north of India to south, and these take snaps or photographs or imageries. And when that is taking imagery, some imageries belong to the border between Nepal and India, along the border between India and China, India and Pakistan, India and Bhutan, and here Bangladesh. That's why those imageries are common. When mosaics are prepared, then with the help of those, GPS or geographical positioning systems are developed, and those satellite imageries are being used by India and by neighboring countries. Likewise, InSights are set nearly in the middle of India. Those are geostationary, and the aim of those satellites is to collect information from India and relay to the stations or receiving stations, and that's why these InSights are sometimes used by our neighboring countries. Now, next other informations are that the total length of mainland coastline is 6,100 km. If we start from here and measure the distance of the coastline up to this point, mainland, it is 6,800 km. But if you measure the length of coastline of Union territories like Andaman Nicobar, Lakshadweep, add it in 6,100 km, its total value will be 7,516.5 km. It means the main land length of coastline is 6,100 km, while the length of coastline including Union territories will be 7,516.5 km. Now come to the land boundary. The total length of land boundary is 15,200 km, which starts from here and travels along this red cliff line to this greater Himalayan line and to Arakan Yuma, including this international boundary between India and Bangladesh. Its total length will be 15,200 km. And if we add the length of the land boundary between India and the neighboring countries and the total length of coastline, it will be 22,700 16.5 km. Thus, it shows that India has the land boundary. Thus, India enjoys very strong strategic position in South Asia because it has very long coastline and very long, strategically very significant land boundary, and it is safe from all sides. It may be said that India is strategically a fortress of South Asia. And there are some other informations related to space relation. Number one, in this we have to keep the northern, southern, western and eastern most points of India because they decide the length and width of India. The northernmost point of India is Indira Col, which is located in Siachen Glacier. That will be discussed. Its importance, its geostrategy, geopolitics will be discussed in separate video. The southernmost point is Indira Point, which is located in Andaman and Nicobar Island. The astronomical position of which is 6 degree 45 minutes and 10 second north latitude. But the southernmost point of India mainland is Kanyakumari, located in Tamil Nadu. And the easternmost point of India is Kivitu, located in Arunachal Pradesh, here near Difu Pass, between India and Myanmar on the Arakan Yoma mountain. And westernmost point is Guhar Moti, located in Sar Creek. Here it will be located and discussed, and its especially geostrategic position between India and Pakistan in a separate video. Thus, these are the informations related to this topic, space relation of India with neighboring countries, where you will focus especially the geography of India and its physical boundary demarcated by either any natural feature, that may be a mountain, or by the political decision, and secondly its coastal boundary, and these collectively make India geographically very strong.